everybody, welcome to Otaku Saga. I'm Zero.
I'm DK.
And I'm Rizzo, and today on Anime Reaction, we watched the first episode of Demi-chan wa Kataritai. If you want to check out our reaction to the first episode of, what was it?
The interview with Monster Girls.
Yes, Interviews with Monster Girls. Hit that link in the description below.
And be sure to give us feedback in the comment section because we love hearing from you.
And as always, if you like what you see, subscribe to Otaku Saga. And don't forget to like and share our videos.
And thanks for watching.
Blah, blah, blah.
You know, I feel that they really missed out. They could have named this episode Interviews with a Vampire.
Yes, but I'm sure they didn't want to get any visitations either.
Just saying.
Anime title, Cease and Desist.
But yeah, so this episode, it starts out, it shows, I guess, around the school area at night, and it introduces us to our main character. Actually, I should probably pull up my anime list.
I think it was Hikari.
Well,
Hikari's the vampire.
Hikari's a vampire, as we're talking about the teacher.
Yeah.
Takahashi sensei.
I think it started off with seeing Hikari just walking around the schoolyard
At night.
at night.
Well, she wasn't walking around the schoolyard. She was walking around like outside the school gate. But yeah, basically our main teacher guy here, Takahashi, Tetsuo,
Kaneda!
Sorry, but yeah, so Takahashi Sensei finds her and approaches her, and as we see a little bit later in a sort of weird flashback thing, she runs off at full speed. But then fast forward to the first day of school, and our sensei is sitting in the staff room, and he is listening to the, I guess, morning meeting by the principal.
Probably thinking, oh man, this must be how my students feel.
I'd rather be fishing.
I'd rather be talking to demi-humans. Which is exactly what he's thinking.
Yeah, because a teacher comes up and was like, "Hey, Takahashi, so I heard you like demi-humans."
Yeah, actually, I didn't mind the way that they did that little piece of exposition, where it did make it seem like more of a conversation between two colleagues.
Yeah, and he actually says, well, yeah, I'm interested in demi-humans. I really want to know what they're all about and stuff like that. Yeah. And the dude was like, well, I bring it up because, well, and
you'll see.
Right then, the new teacher shows up.
Yeah, so Sakie Sato,
who I now just learned is played by Yoko Hikasa.
Indeed.
So, this is gonna be good.
But she ends up being late because she has a problem taking the train when it's really crowded, which is during the normal commuting hours, because she's a succubus. And being close to the opposite sex is a bit of a problem.
Especially when you're trying to kind of hold things down, as it were.
Well, yeah, as we see when Takahashi tries to approach her to, I guess, lead up into asking for an interview. Oh, by the way, we learned that Takahashi wants to interview them because he's interested in writing his college thesis.
Yeah, he's a biology teacher.
Yeah, he's a biology teacher. He's probably a teacher while still trying to finish up like a master's degree or something.
Or at least continuing to study.
Well,
because it's always nice to keep up on what your subject matter is.
Yeah, well, yeah, I've had a lot of teachers and even college professors that were still taking school themselves.
Yeah.
So it's not exactly uncommon.
Well, if he's doing a thesis, he's probably a doctoral candidate.
Yeah, he very well could be. So, some sort of post-grad stuff.
Dr. Tetsuo.
Pretty much, yeah.
But so he attempts to approach Sato Sensei in order to, talk to her, try to get an interview like he does later with one of his students.
Yeah.
But she kind of shuts that down real quick.
Yeah, she nopes the fuck right out of there.
Please
Many
don't come up
times,
to me
actually.
with curiosity.
Nope.
I know that you've been watching me, which she can apparently feel it, which I'm not really surprised about being a succubus. It's not like that, I swear. Yet.
I mean, there's a reason why I try to wear non-provocative clothing and not touch anybody. Oh, okay.
Just the way she tries to evade
that
him.
whole scene was well done.
Yeah.
Just her, just like, again, it's like inching away from him with the ladder in her hands, like, no, back. Just so
Nope.
Nope.
This whole episode was really well animated.
This whole episode really well animated, well voiced,
Just well done overall.
yeah. I mean, it's not over the top with almost anything. It does a really good job of just, okay, here's some backstory, here's some information about the world, and here's some characters.
Yeah.
And here's a little bit of what they're about. We got a snow queen.
Well, yeah. So the scene after that, Takahashi ends up being introduced again to Hikari because Hikari, sees a teacher and goes, "Oh, hey, teacher," because Kyoko, the Dullahan, ends up passing out from a cold, and Hikari can't carry
The body.
Kyoko's body by herself. But yeah, ends up saying, "Oh, hey, teacher," and then realizes it's the same guy that snuck up
caught
on
her.
her at the school gates.
Which we get that weird flashback, and the first words, there's like, "You're huge!"
Been there. Yep.
Totally been
I
there.
know how that feels. Oh, Jesus.
That's a huge bitch.
But yeah, so I liked how the introduction to our demis, as we learned that they prefer to be called,
Because
Well,
it
at
sounds
least
cuter.
the girls.
because it sounds cuter. The introduction to the student demis is done there, where we see just Kyoko's body sitting there with the flame coming out of the neck, which was a hilarious scene where it like snapped over there where he's like, "Oh." And then we see,
Can I touch this flame?
yeah, I don't know, it doesn't look very hot though. And then we also see Yuki, the Yuki Onna. Go figure.
What imaginative naming.
Yeah. But we see Yuki being carried on a stretcher because she passed out during gym class because she's a Yuki Onna and, snow
Overheat.
woman. So she overheated.
I gotta say, worst stretcher handling ever.
And then
Like they were trying to flip over something in a frying pan.
Right?
and then we're told that Hikari is a vampire.
Yes.
And by way of Takahashi asking, you're okay with all this?
Yeah, basically she's really how do I put it? Really damn, I had the word in my head. She's really calm about it. She's really casual about it.
Nonplussed.
Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, you're okay with this? You're okay with all this? Demi-humans don't frighten you or anything like that?" And she's like, "Oh no, by the way, I am a demi-human. I'm a vampire." And then points to the things. We're also introduced in this episode to Hikari's twin sister, Himari, who is not a demi-human.
So we're informed that the gene that turns humans into demi-humans is
More like a mutation.
yeah, it's a mutation.
Very random.
Very random one. I'm not exactly sure how else to equate it to things in real life. Other than, it's just a very random mutation. I guess they really don't know exactly how it works.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I would probably put it as like a very, 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 very recessive gene or something like that. Kind of like, like albinoism or something like that.
I don't know.
That's probably the way that I would classify it, but that may not be the way that the author of the series is classified.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can only assume that the author is trying for more or less pure random.
Yeah. So,
unfortunately, as I know a little bit of biology and genetics myself, pure random doesn't really happen all that often.
Yeah. Anyway, so Takahashi Sensei ends up talking Hikari into coming in for into the biology room for an interview. Actually, he doesn't really have to talk her into doing anything. He starts asking a question, and she goes, "Yeah, sure."
Just allow me to come into the room every once in a
Right.
while.
Yeah, as it turns out, she has an ulterior motive because the room is kept dark
And
cold, which are two things that she likes. Because vampire. Then we get treated to the interview scene, which was pretty amusing.
Oh yeah. We learned that we also learned that there's like a government welfare for demis.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the programs that they have is they give a bag.
Probably a pint.
Yeah, a bag of blood
Or a
for
liter,
all the vampires one a month. And there are vampires who go completely without the blood, and they're much like vegetarians.
Mm-hmm. I really liked how they brought that up and equated it. It's like, oh, what do you think about those vampires that don't drink blood? They're amazing, I guess. I don't know. What do you think about vegetarians? They're amazing, I guess.
But there's other ways that they can get their blood. Liver. She says liver and onion.
The liver thing, I would assume, because liver is really high in iron.
Yeah.
Which blood also has a lot of iron in it. That's the only thing. That's the only reasoning that I would assume there.
But tomato juice?
Tomato juice just makes it feel like she's drinking blood. But they can also suck, get it directly from the source if they wished, and I assume if they found a willing person. And then we're also shown the scene with her and Yuki, where she basically has she fantasizes about drinking Yuki's blood because Yuki is a Yukiona, therefore she would be cold, therefore her blood probably would be cold. Well, yeah, we are shown that Hikari likes hanging all over Yuki because Yuki's cold.
It's actually really interesting how open the vampire really is.
Mm-hmm.
That is actually kind of interesting because normally a lot of vampires, kind of given their nature and how they're often portrayed, you think they're kind of more reclusive and introverted.
Well,
but,
as we stated, that Hikari wore crosses all the way up through middle school.
yeah, she just saw him as a faction
And
accessory, not a threat to her life.
Yeah, that is another thing that I thought was pretty amusing, where he hands her a book about about fantasy vampires, and she's like,
I love garlic.
I love garlic.
Uh,
Crosses? Those are only fashionable up to middle school.
fashion. Oh, a stake through the heart, that would totally kill me. That would kill me too.
That would kill me too.
Hilarious. Oh god.
It's really
Pretty funny, yeah.
I'm looking forward to the other interviews.
Yeah, I would like to see them kind of continue the trend of sort of normalizing these sort of tropes you have about common monsters. I actually hope they kind of expand beyond the quartet we have on hand as well.
Like I said, I want my werewolves.
Well, of course you do.
I also liked, they were talking about the whole blood sucking, like directly from the source, and then he was asking about if she had ever fantasized about sucking the blood of a male.
And that's when it gets awkward.
Well, I actually wanted to point it out because it got a little awkward, but no more than it would in a real life conversation of that nature.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't overblow it like anime tends to do.
Yeah.
Which I actually quite liked. Because anime, it would tend to be like, oh no, you fucking pervert.
But in this case...
And then she'd leave or whatever.
Yeah. In this case, he was doing a professional interview.
Yeah.
And
even though the question was, something that was a little embarrassing. Obviously, she was a little embarrassed about it, but it wasn't overblown. Like the whole reaction to it wasn't overblown, which I thought was a really good touch.
Especially after having watched Fuka yesterday.
Right. And so, basically the sucking blood from a member of the opposite sex is seen as something intimate, probably.
An intimate act.
Yeah.
Way to express desire.
And then I like the little joke that she plays on him, like walking back up to him after she's gone to leave and sticking him with a couple of pencils. That was...
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Then we get a little bit with Kyoko again. Machi, as Hikari likes to call her. The Dullahan. And basically it shows her sitting in class and everybody's getting ready to leave and she's kind of doing it really slowly, probably because she doesn't want to have people see her leave. Because as Hikari comes up and points out, it would be awkward for her because she has to hold her head in one hand and then hold her bag with the other hand.
Which could also be dangerous.
And I assume we're probably going to get an amusing little scene where she ends up dropping her head.
And someone plays soccer with it or has to carry it like
the classic scene that you get in anime when there's a Dullahan.
Of course.
I'm not exactly sure about playing soccer with it, but I think that'd be a little more darker.
I think this series is going more realistic than most depictions that you typically see.
We'll try again. It's trying to normalize the tropes you have about all these different demi-humans.
Mm-hmm.
So again, like say vampires in this world not being affected by crosses or. Wooden stake doesn't magically kill him; it just kills him straight up.
Well, and then like being exposed to sunlight doesn't kill him; it just makes him really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then like the same thing with the succubus, where obviously something happens, but she's taking steps to avoid that.
Yes, but what it does, and knowing that the succubus here is voiced by Yoko Hikasa, I cannot wait for that.
But yeah, so towards the end of the episode, Hikari basically reveals during their little talk that she goes to the biology room and talks with Takahashi Sensei during the breaks, and so she helps Kyoko, I guess, write a note and ask Takahashi Sensei if she can go in there too.
And also
and delivers it in a very peculiarly almost cute way.
Cute, awkward, and yeah.
This whole show's fucking cute.
It is
and
adorable.
Awkward. And
it is.
Oh God.
Yes. So next episode is going to be the interview with Kyoko.
And she can totally feel her body.
Yeah, I think that's something that you typically see with Dullahan as depicted in anime in particular, that their heads can feel what their bodies, like they can feel what what's happening with their body.
Yeah, the connection's still there, so that's how they control it, so I can imagine they still feel everything.
Yeah.
But when Takahashi grabbed her hands and then put a note in one of them and closed closed it off and sent her on her way. You know, her face. You know,
Well, yeah, she felt him grab her hand seemingly out of nowhere because she couldn't see what was going on around her body.
Yeah.
And so obviously it was like, whoa, Jesus, what the heck? You know, basically like if you were just sitting down and something touched your hand, you'd be like, whoa, what the? I think that was kind of that reaction there.
yeah.
So
Anyway,
anyway,
the whole thing was pretty interesting.
yeah, I'm very much looking forward to the next episode. I
Very
think
much.
I'm gonna like this series a lot.
I'm curious on how Dillahunt eats.
If I had to guess, she probably eats through her mouth and then it teleports
to her stomach.
to her stomach.
I'm curious. I want that question to be in the interview.
Right?
How do you eat? Oh, here. Ah.
Yeah, just start
Or straight down
shoving
the
fucking
gullet.
food down her throat hole. Ugh.
Ghiblis. But again, I mean, they'll probably find some way to sort of normalize it and or make it adorable or fun, you know, just maybe not outright hilarious, but very amusing.
Oh yeah. I'm looking forward to this. This is me.
I think we
I
got a
want my
winner on
wolf
our
girl.
hands. That would be nice.
Anyway, so let us know what you thought of the anime, what you thought of our reaction in the comment section below.
Yep, thumbs up if you like it. Thumbs down if you don't.
But that's gonna do it for this episode of Anime Reaction. As always, I'm DK.
I'm Zero.
And I'm Rizzo. See you next time.
And go ahead and click on my face to go to our most recent Otaku Saga talks.
Click on my face to go to Otaku Saga Gaming, our gaming channel.
And click on the waifu to subscribe to Otaku Saga and check out our new and improved Patreon page.